People have found animal bones, apparently, yeah, ritual stuff and sacrifices and stuff here.
Something I believe that many of us have forgotten is, how much the land really can speak to us. And that's something that the ancient cultures, really were attuned to. And here in America, that's something that the Native Americans, were really in tune with, had a really deep understanding of. And that's something that many ancient cultures over the ages have really utilized. They've utilized different crystals and rocks and things from the earth, where they've used it for healing or energy and things like this.
Being close to nature is something that was a deeper part of ancient culture, because everybody was out in it. These days we're trapped in our homes and our houses, and while we experience supernatural and paranormal activity there, it all originated out here. You have the water, and the water contains so much energy, and that's something that we don't give a lot of credit and credence to when researching these different things. But a lot of your ancient cultures, they had to build next to the water. They couldn't pipe it in, and sure, people end up building aqueducts and things like that, but they originated by the water, and they experienced so many more things being by that water because of the energy that it carries along. They needed that sustenance of life that the water provided. So things that we're going to be looking into with ancient and historic supernatural secrets is, how did they utilize that water, and what things did they experience because they were right there on that water and had that energy to pull from, and certain things that they may or may not have purposely interacted with, that may have conjured itself up near them. And so what kind of legends did they create based on what they experienced from the energy of the water or of the land? There's a lot of different things out there.
Behind me is one of the walls of the Great Earthworks Circle, the Newark Earthworks here, and on camera, and I've seen a bunch of pictures online and all that. The camera just doesn't do it justice. It's really a lot taller than it looks, and I've tried to get this tree behind me just to kind of give you an idea, but I still don't think it does it justice. It's actually pretty impressive. The culture here flourished about 100 to 500 AD, and I'm gonna try to back up. It's really hard. I don't know, the camera just doesn't pick it up very well, but that trench behind me, that is, and then there's a dog back there. That's actually a pretty significantly deep trench. This circle is only one piece of the entire earthworks around here. The entire complex actually takes up a big area, and most of it a golf course is on top of right now, so you can access it by going to the golf course and walking around and seeing the octagon is out there, and a lot of the connecting parts of the earthworks is out there.
There are many ancient structures around the world that are associated with supernatural properties. Take Stonehenge here, for instance. Took over 1,500 years to build in its entirety. They dragged these stones out from quarries hundreds of miles away. And there's many different beliefs as to what it may have been used for. Maybe as a ritual center, maybe as a calendar to help the farmers to tell the seasons, different things like that. There's a lot of different theories, and we're going to dive into a number of those, but definitely associated with the supernatural. Even today, they're discovering more about it. Just down the hill from this, they've found a new hinge that's actually much bigger. It's underground right now, but they've discovered the stone pillars, and it goes in a C shape. So there's a lot more to uncover and discover about these locations. So we really don't know everything there is to know about these yet. So there's more mysteries to uncover. And here's yet another one, the Great Sphinx. Now, of course, we always talk about the riddle of the Sphinx, but there really is a riddle behind this, and that is, what is the origins of it? Now, a lot of people can attribute this to being built by the Pharaoh Khafre, along with the pyramid behind it. However, there's a lot of reason to believe that the Sphinx may have predated the pyramids. You have different things like the weathering around the Sphinx. You have the fact that the head is actually disproportionate to the body. A lot of people believe that the head may have once been something else, and there may have actually even been a second Sphinx at one period in time. So there's actually a lot to still uncover about the Great Sphinx and the mysteries that surround it. There have been a lot of legends and stories passed down through history that have taken on their own mythology, and we kind of pass them off now as superstition and things that aren't true. But within those, there is somehow a grain of truth. There are origins to how these stories began and where they originated from. And part of what I've done throughout my career as a ghost historian is I've dug into those histories and legends and found out where these stories originally came from. It even happens today in modern times. This isn't just ancient history, but within our own history. One that I always talk about is Skirvin Hotel in Oklahoma City, and I have other videos that go into the story of that, but right here is a prime example. Just over 100 years of time, not even in some pieces of the story, that an original piece of history and events that have happened combined with paranormal experiences have created an entire legend of Effie the chambermaid, who never really existed, but her story, different pieces of it, are actually true and factual. Now this one here may be a key in discovering some of these ancient supernatural origins. Göbekli Tepe. This is in southern Turkey, and right now is considered the oldest temple in the world. It's about 10 to 11,000 years old. Damn it. It's about 10 to 11,000 years old, and the reason why that's significant is that actually predates civilization, and so it presents a very big question as to if humans were hunter-gatherers at that time and roaming around and were nomadic. Why did they set up this permanent structure that you can't move? And this took thousands of years to build by estimates. So over a great period of time, they built this permanent structure when they're all out roaming around, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So there's a lot more to uncover here. There's ancient pictographs and iconography all over this thing. So what exactly does this site mean, and how does it play into the grand scope of our ancient origins? Renders a lot of questions that are still left unanswered. This is just the entrance to the gateway. We'll be discussing and exploring supernatural secrets, venturing down the rabbit hole, and uncovering lost knowledge of the ancients. These things and more are coming up on Ancient and Historic Supernatural Secrets.